Hi, this is Aletha Nelson. I'm the Vice President of DossDocs, and welcome to today's DossDocs 2.0 webinar featuring MyPortal, as well as updates to DossDocs. All right, so to get started, you're going to go to our website, DossDocs.com, and click on the drop-down for Get Started, and then you can select Generate Documents. From there, you'll have two different ways you can get started. You can either continue as a guest. That doesn't require any sort of login. You don't have to create any presets. You can simply complete the questionnaire, pay, and generate your documents. What I want to show you today is MyPortal. This is going to allow you to create over 100 pieces of preset data. You can create workflows, duplicate workflows, create a team, and there's a lot of flexibility that allows you to see all of your workflows in one place on your dashboard. So getting started, you're going to click on sign up. You'll put in your email, a password, and then once you have created that initial login capability, you will be able to simply select login. And the first time you log in, this page is going to be blank. You're not going to see anything on your dashboard. Okay, so you'll go to this icon on the left-hand side of dashboard. And from there, you can create a team. So this could be your company name, or you may have multiple teams within your company that you want to restrict access to. Either way, you'll be able to invite users by inputting their email address, sending them the invite, and from there, they will have access to your presets and your dashboard. You do have the capability to create multiple lenders, brokers, title companies, escrow companies, and service providers. So we wanted to make this something that fits everybody's needs. If you don't have a LOS system available for you and you're using repetitive data, let's say you have the same lender you're going to use on every transaction, you can input their name, who their representative is, their address, the state, licensing information, all that fun stuff, and then click lender. You'll be able to repeat that process as many times as you like for the lender, broker, title company, escrow company, and service providers. So you have a lot of customability there. If you have the same preset loan features you're going to use every single time, like you're always going to be the closing contact person or you have one designated person, you can input their name, phone number, and email address. If you always draw deals in California, you can set that as a default as well. You can also preset your interest accrual. If you have a default service provider, you can plug their information in as well. And you can also designate whether or not you always want to have an arbitration agreement or not. If you always add the same provisions or attach specific addenda to your note, loan agreement, or security instrument, you can set those features in here as well. So however you type it in, that's how it's going to appear in your documents. After you set up your loan features, you have the option to set your third-party fees, lender fees, broker fees, and servicing fees. So once you have completed all of these presets, you'll simply select Submit. From there, you'll be able to go to your dashboard. This is where it gets fun. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger so you can see all the customability here. To create a new workflow, you're going to select Add New. From there, you can choose your package. So the most frequently used are business purpose or investor packages. You will see we also have construction, bridge loan, forbearance, intercreditor agreement, loan default letters, modifications and extensions, a payment reset agreement, pre-negotiation agreement, seller financing docs, and subordination agreements as well. So typically you're going to select business purpose. From here, you'll see it is required to input a borrower name and a property street address. So you can start simple. And of course, this is just going to be dummy data right here. Main Street, San Diego. You might have noticed a little pop-up that appeared on the bottom. It said autosave. So one of the cool features about our autosave is if you're going through your workflow and either clicking this next button at the bottom or clicking through your tabs at the top, You don't have to save the information every single time. It's going to auto save for you. Now you can select a custom broker, like right here it says custom, and we've input Dennis Doss. However, if you want to use one of your presets, you're going to click on that drop down and input your preset. It's going to fill that information for you. You're going to go ahead and click through all of these tabs, either selecting the information or leaving it blank. You don't have to complete it here, but you will have to complete it in your workflow, okay? So you'll go through each one of these tabs, update your deal as necessary, and then you can create your gavel workflow. This is where the real magic happens. So you'll see that the continuation URL hasn't loaded yet. I'm going to refresh the page real quick, and there you go. So from here, you'll be able to click on your documents and then start answering the rest of the questionnaire. So you'll notice when you scroll down, it's going to have some of that pre-filled information that I already completed in MyPortal as you go through and complete your workflow. Okay, so when you open up your workflow, you'll be able to see all these fields have been completed. Most of that information, like I said, has already pulled through from MyPortal. So the lender information, your broker information, your address for the property information. You'll still need to complete a couple fields like legal description, APN, all that fun stuff. But the majority of the data should already flow through, which is the whole intention of having presets created in MyPortal. You'll want to ensure that you do input the correct vesting for your property. That's going to mirror your promissory note, unless you have a non-borrower spouse on the loan. And we have a space to input their information as well. You can input up to 2 borrowers, up to 4 guarantors. And if you have a commercial property, instead of having to type out the borrower and co-borrower's name and information for that environmental indemnity agreement, you can simply select true. So we've made it a little bit easier for you. I want to get into some of the fun stuff. So under loan details, we have updated our business purpose certificate that the borrower is going to initial and sign in the loan document package. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. But you'll notice right here, there's 2 questions. So what's the first business purpose of this loan? How much of it is going to the first business purpose? How much is going to the second business purpose? So you have to input at least one reason and the amount, but you can list 2. If there is a consumer purpose for the loan, you have to be very specific. We even have it in bold right here. But you'll fill that out. If there's no purpose, you'll just type in none, and then you'll put 0. Make sure that your document date is a current or future date. You don't want to past date your documents, okay? So you're going to come through and complete the questions in this questionnaire. And something fun is this question right here. So if your first payment is going to be due at the first day of the next full month after the loan closes, you're going to select yes or true. This is going to auto-calculate your payment start date, your initial payment, your monthly payment, and then the balloon payment information. So it's really important that you answer yes to this question right here. 99% of loan scenarios follow this first payment structure. So if you have something outside of that structure, you can always email us at support@DossDocs.com and we will assist you. So you're going to go through, answer the questions in here. You can include extensions, guaranteed interest period, holdback reserves. If you want to impound taxes and insurance, that's a capable option for you. You can designate additional arbitration stipulations in here if you want. And if you want to add additional provisions or addenda, you can do so to the note, the loan agreement, and the security instrument. So you have that capability in MyPortal, but if you don't fill it out there, you can plug it in right here in your workflow. So you'll be able to designate the lien position. A lot of people have second lien positions on here, but you can even go up to the 6th position on a new transaction. So we're giving you a ton of customability. You also have the option to designate which mortgage loan disclosure statement you want. And we've given you a little bit of guidance right here about which one you should likely generate. Our documents are going to do all the math for you and make your life a little bit easier. So if you have any natural hazard or unusual provisions, simply fill out these questions right here and then ensure your fees are correct. If there's any payoffs, ensure those are correct. You can split out and detail your title fees as well as your escrow fees. You have that option. If you don't want to spell it all out and parse out each fee for like title or escrow, then you can simply lump it all together as one sum, and that's how it will appear in the documents. So you'll go ahead and agree to the terms of service, and then you can designate whether or not you want our loan servicing setup form, table of contents, early disclosures, the full loan document package, and table funding outside of California. So once you review everything, make sure it's correct, pay for your documents, you click true, and it's going to do this little spinning wheel and generate your documents for you. And here's a copy of the Certificate of Business Purpose of Loan that I was mentioning earlier. You'll see that the business purpose has populated as well as the amounts, and all the borrower needs to do is initial and sign. Now we've made it kind of dummy proof. It's in red, it's got arrows, it's highlighted, so this should not be missed when you're at signing. Some other cool features of our revamped 2.0 document package include this compliance overview. It's going to take the data you've input in our system and then cross-reference our analysis and then let you know whether or not you pass, you need a license, you fail, or you're exempt. So this is a nice way to run QC on your documents, see if you did anything squirrely on there. And if you have a loan processor or you want to simply check the data in your documents, we have this really beautiful loan summary. So it's very easy to use. Each section is split out. So if you double check these first couple pages and make sure all the data in there is correct, it will be correct throughout your entire document package. From there, we do have a table of contents. Everything in our table of contents is hyperlinkable. So you'll see we have lender's funding instructions, an agency disclosure, the mortgage loan disclosure statement, oral disclosure, the Patriot Act, loan and security agreement, promissory note, the security instrument, a general guarantee and indemnity agreement, unless you do a limited guarantee, which we have that capability for you as well, an environmental indemnity agreement, authority to borrow, an arbitration agreement, the certificate of business purpose, your other state and federal disclosures, the ACH form, payment letter to borrower, a notice of right to receive appraisal, etc. So our system is going to take the data that you've input and then create this custom document package for you. So if you generate an SNDA, it's going to populate in this package. If you need a MERS writer, PUD writer, condo writer, all of that is going to populate in these documents without any additional fees or payments or customization. So I'm not going to scroll through every single page on here because this is a fully loaded sample, but just real fast, I'll show you the MLDS does calculate all that math for you. So I know I'm covering a lot of information. There is one other document set I'd like to show you on our call today, and it is our broker investor package. So the broker investor package is going to generate a complete package for each investor up to 10 investors or brokers. So you're going to get the LPDS, that lender purchaser disclosure statement, which is the RE 851A. It is going to calculate all the math for you, which is pretty cool. And then you'll also receive the investor questionnaire, the standard loan sale and security agreement. And then if you cross collateralize up to 5 properties, you have access to the RE 851D. So this is going to give you each of the property data. It's going to calculate all the math for you, including your LTV. So it's going to save you a lot of time and heartache for those broker investor disclosures that you need to utilize DossDocs to get them done. So it will generate for each property for that 851D. And like I said, this package will generate for each broker investor up to 10. Now, there's one other function I wanted to show you in MyPortal, which is pretty cool. So if you'll notice, the workflows have different names. So these are business purpose transactions, investor, business purpose bridge, etc. Now, let's say you want to take this business purpose package and you don't want to rekey in the information for Mary Smith, but you do need the broker investor package. All you have to do is click on the addition button and then select investor package. So once you do that, it should pull through your data. You're going to follow the same process. And let me go ahead and show you what it would look like if you start a new package and you don't complete it. We'll just do John Doe and address. And then I'm going to stop. So it should have saved my data by this point, but let's say you have to jump into a meeting, or you've run out of time and you need to come back to this deal later. That's not a problem. When you come back into your dashboard, you're going to see that it's here as a draft. So all you have to do is click on this edit button to continue, and you can complete the information and then click on create your gavel workflow. So I know that was a lot of information and you probably have additional questions. So you can always email support@DossDocs.com. You can book another one-on-one with me. I'm happy to walk you through complete setup of MyPortal and answer any questions you might have about our software to generate your packages. So thank you for joining. If you have any other questions, feel free to email them. I appreciate your guys' time and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.